Being a Forest fan is a stressful job. It finishes Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Welcome to the player ratings. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well and have had a couple of minutes just to catch your breath. And welcome to the player ratings, which finished Bournemouth 1, Forest 1. Look, there was good, bad, and ugly in that game. Overall, I thought the game itself was an ugly game. It was very scrappy. Neither team really could get the ball down and play any kind of football at all. Bournemouth probably, you would say, came out quicker out the traps. They got the early goal, which for me was all on Nico Williams. Why he's slicing his header back. It would have gone in for an own goal if Kluivert hadn't reached across to it. But to be fair, Forest did battle away after that. And Callum Hudson-Odoi, who I thought overall had quite a poor game, scores a very similar goal to the one we got against Burnley, or should I say he got against Burnley. Finesses it in a bit lower, bottom corner, great finish from great work from Murillo, who yet again was just a Bentley of a player today. He was, you know what, you just feel confident every time the ball comes to him or around him that he's going to win that physical battle. He's going to be able to get the ball and more likely than not going to find someone with a pass. The problem was most of his passes ended up going to Tavares, who's just who let the dogs out, seriously. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was a stressful game. 1-1 draw against Bournemouth. And let's face it, Bournemouth's press in that first half was ridiculously good. They didn't give Forest any time on the ball. And Forest found themselves so many times playing backwards and sideways zombie football. And that was all down to Bournemouth's press. But you felt that Bournemouth were tiring out as the game went on. But I can't sugarcoat it. It wasn't a great performance from either team. It was a scrappy looking game the whole way through. And once they got sent off, once dirty Billing, that was disgusting what he did. Forest had the momentum. They had the ball. Bournemouth went into a low block. But at no stage did we start to pepper their goal with chances and all of that. But look, before the game, you give me a point away at Bournemouth. I mean, we all can agree. We can all agree that they are our bogey team. I'd have taken it. And after the start, after Nico Williams' calamity, you got to take it. But this is now becoming a problem, guys. These constant mistakes from players, individual errors, are just costing us so much. And it's getting frustrating because they got to be stopped. They got to be stopped out. Anyway, let's get into the player ratings. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. 39 likes and well over 400 in here. Get those likes up. Get your player ratings in as well. It's a live count. Already, I think 81 of you have put them in. So get those in. Rate them from 1 to 10, 6 being average. And then, yeah, let's jump into this. So, let's kick... Oh, where am I? Where, guys? Let me get... I've disappeared. It's a conspiracy. There I am. All right, so let's kick this off. And I purposely didn't talk about him in the quick analysis there. I was impressed with him. I've got to say, at no stage did he make me nervous. My butthole did not pucker up once today because of him. And it was a good, solid performance. He wasn't tested. He was at no fault for the first goal at all. There's nothing he could do when a defender slices a header like that. I thought his distribution was actually really good. And also, he was very quick to release the ball, which is night and day in comparison to what Turner did. And he comes off his line quite commandingly. I'm not going to suddenly say he's the next, I don't know, Peter Shilton or what have you. But honestly, I was impressed. And I think he should be on an 8. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for me. Didn't put a foot wrong for me. But as I keep telling you, all Forest goalkeepers, apart from Turner, come on, they have a good debut performance. I'm not judging one way or the other, just judging on what I saw in this match today. And honestly, not a foot was wrong from him. I thought he was absolutely bang on the money. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. You guys have given him just under a 7 out of 10. 7, 8. I think that's somewhere in the right ballpark. Maybe I've gone too high on an 8 just because I'm excited at a keeper showing some competency there. But yeah, there you go. There's your keeper rating. Okay, let's move it on to Nico Williams, man. And I think he was poor today for me. He's not a right back. He's a right wing back. I would have started, I said I would have started Montiel. Yes, Montiel can make some mistakes, but positionally, I think he's better in terms of getting in the right place to make the right blocks at the right time. Nico Williams, I just felt got out-muscled quite a bit down that right-hand side. And there wasn't enough crosses coming from him into the Bournemouth box. There's a couple of opportunities where he could have put the ball in. Defensively, the mistake is on him for their goal. Let's be honest. It's on him. It's a lazy header. Flicks it backwards into his own net. Not good enough at all. Themis, thank you so much for subscribing. So I'm giving him a 4 out of 10. I thought he was very poor today. He's a 4 out of 10 for me. I was very disappointed with both the fullbacks that started today. And I don't think he's our starter. I actually prefer him at right wing than I do at right back, to be honest. So I'm giving him a 4 out of 10. You guys got a 5.3 out of 10. Bit high for me, but each to their own. You're all welcome to your opinion. Bournemouth are very much a strong physical team, says Chocker. It's 1865, giving him a 3 out of 10. Bogey side. It's a bogey side. That's why I'm kind of happy we just got out of there with another draw. Could have done better. Could have got more out of it. But yeah, you guys have gone a 5.3 for him. Let's talk about the positives, though, because I think these centre-backs were absolutely fantastic. And let's bring up Omar Bamadeli. Just a mature performance. They don't look phased. And I actually think they felt more comfortable because the keeper behind them was competent. And that goes into your fullbacks. And I thought Murillo was better, but I don't think Omar Bamadeli put a foot wrong. To be honest, I can't think of any time he was under duress. I thought both of them dealt with Solanke really, really well. And Solanke didn't get a sniff in the game thanks to them. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. So and I told you guys when we bought him, this is a player. And he's just adapted to life in the Premier League for me very, very well. He should have scored. You're right, Jack. That chance, that was probably our best chance. He just couldn't bring it down, could he? But he's a centre-back. He's a centre-back. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I've been impressed with him ever since he's been into the team. So he's a 7 out of 10 for me. You guys have got about the same, 7.06. Keep those votes coming in. Make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. There's over 500 of you in here. Thank you for chilling. My heart rate is still just too high, man, from that game. It really is. Okay, let's move on and talk about someone who's fast becoming my favorite player. I've got to be honest with you. He is just, look how much wider he is than every other player on this picture. He is just brilliant. Is there a better word for him? I thought even in the air today, he looked absolutely fine. I know criticisms have been thrown at him about his aerial ability. And there's a few from the Cooper cult that still want to say, you know, he makes more mistakes than he doesn't. I thought today he was sensational, man. Not a foot wrong. The favorite bit for me from Murillo today was the way he manhandled Solanke. When Solanke tried to get in behind him and he just spun him around, swatted him off like a fly. I actually think I'm going to go as high as a 9 with him. I can't think of anything he did wrong, and he did a lot right. And honestly, I've got him as I can see a few MOTMs coming in the chat. We'll find out when we do the vote together at the end. But what a performance. What a performance. Seeing loads of 8 and 9s in the chat. Get your scores in as well. And as Jack says, he was pocketing Solanko, as Jace would call him. like, he's only young still. He's going to get better. And once he matures into understanding the right situations and what have you, what a player we've got. What a player we've got. So very, very impressed with him. Centre backs, I have no problems with whatsoever. My issue comes with these goddamn fullbacks and this dog kisser, man. He was woeful today. Woeful. To be fair to him, the one thing he was doing well was that he was putting some good crosses in. The problem he had is that the midfield weren't committing into the box to meet those crosses. It was basically just Taiwo in the box and then someone picking up the other end. His passing is shocking. He kind of gives away stupid free kicks as well. It kind of feels to me like the left back Yates is how I'd describe him. I'm not a fan of his. I never have been. And honestly, on his performances so far, I don't think I ever will be. 4 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry to say. Sorry to sound a bit negative about it, but 4 out of 10 for me for Tavares. I don't think Tuffalo is the complete answer, but I do think Tuffalo is better than him. What I'm looking forward to seeing is having Einar back at left back, Montiel at right back. That for me feels more balanced. That for me feels way more balanced. Nuno should be left back at the dog kennels. That's Nick. Anyway, let's move on from the dog drugs before you lot get all excited by it. But yeah, he's a 4 out of 10 for me. You guys went about the same, 4.5 from you guys. Okay, keep those player ratings coming in. Just click on the link. It's pinned in the live chat or ! Rate, one word in the chat. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, we're 2 off 100 votes. So sort my OCD out. I need 2 more of you to vote for my OCD not to be that triggered. Okay, let's move it on and move it into the midfield. And we'll start with Yates. He's not a starter guy. I know there's this whole... I know Yates ends up dividing everyone. If someone criticizes Yates, it means they hate the academy. If someone thinks Yates is the next Maradona, then they're deluded. I just think he's an average player. I think he's very, very lacking in football IQ. That tackle he does just winds me up so much, where he just barges in behind the player. And his finishing today, he had a couple of chances and there it was woeful. It was absolutely woeful. For me, I've said it since we've been back in the Premier League, he's a really good impact sub to bring on 20 minutes, especially if Forest are winning or something. That's the kind of time I would bring him on. I just don't think he's our starter. Now, clearly, he's in a placeholder position, isn't he? Until Sangare comes back. But probably, I thought Danilo looked more comfortable on the pitch. I'd have probably started Dominguez and Danilo for me personally. But someone's got to either teach him to shoot or tell him to get nowhere near that box. His shots were like pass backs. I'm not going to go overboard on it. I'm just going to give him a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for me. The other thing that frustrated me about it was there was a lot of times where he could have played the ball out wide when he was holding the ball in central midfield and just decided not to, or put a cross in when he found himself more in the right-hand channel. But he wasn't doing it. To be honest, apart from Tavares, no one was really whipping crosses in. So, yeah, anyway, 5 for me for Yates. You guys have gone about the same, 5.29. Sharpie with the 199, thank you so much. Can we pitch in to buy NFFC 1865 some happy pills? What's wrong with my mate 1865? Is he all sad and down? This team and manager are negative and will get what they deserve. Bro, you gotta think, right? We still haven't seen this team. This team doesn't exist yet until we get Sangare and Einar back. Honestly. And then Reina needs to be starting. The new kid, Rodrigo, he looked quite spicy when he came on as well. We've got to be a little patient. I know we're all getting itchy and what have you, but calm heads are required right now. But you are welcome to your opinion. If you're feeling negative about it, that's your prerogative, man. You won't get any kickback from me on it. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Let's move on from Yates and talk about Dominguez. Now, I don't think Dominguez was as bad as you lot was suggesting in the watch along. He did good things and he did a lot of bad things, but I just feel with me, Dominguez is the one who's doing the pressing and then no one around him is pressing with him. Yes, he made some horrific passes, some easy passes that he should have been making. But overall, I thought it was all right. There's this confirmation of Sharpie's 199. Thank you, bud. I still rate him very, very highly. Yes, he can have an off game, and I'd probably say you could make the argument that today was an off game for him. I'm not going to go overboard on him. I thought he was better than Yates a bit. Seemed to gas out a little and got subbed off. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was okay. But I get it why people would say he didn't have the greatest game. I'm Hannah Forrest of Twitter level negative at the moment. Man, shout out to Hannah Forrest, man. She's like the world is ending right now. 6.4 for Dominguez. All right, let me ask you guys in the chat, right? Just a Y or N. Are you feeling down about Forest right now? Like, is it getting not to depression stage, obviously, but Y or N? Are you feeling down about Forest? I'm not. I'm just like impatient to see our team. And if you are, you are. No one can tell you how to feel. No one can tell you how to feel. It's quite a mixed bag. There's quite a yeses and nos. I think maybe a few more nos than yeses. Interesting. And if you are feeling down about Forest, feel down. Feel down. It's just don't let anyone tell you how you should or shouldn't feel about the team. Now, I'd be down if Cooper was still here, but we're making progress. I kind of agree with Adam. Look, if I don't really want to talk about Cooper because bless him, what he did for Forest, we'll never forget. But if he was in charge for that game today, we'd have gone 1-0 down, carried on low block, and we'd never have gotten back into that game. So look, gotta be positive. You gotta remember, Nuno's come into a complete mess, man. Into a complete mess. He's making mistakes with team selection. I'll agree with you guys there. He's not like, indestructible. We do have a mountain to climb, TC, but we have to climb that mountain. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Okay, as Dominguez done. Did I bring your lot score up on him? Yeah, I did. 6.4 from you guys. Townsend, AFCON has hugely messed us up big time. I can't believe Ivory Coast went through. I really can't. That bugged me so much. Okay, let's move on to Elanga. Bit of a Freuler performance for me from Elanga today. I don't think he's anywhere near fully fit or ready to go. Honestly, at times I forgot he was on the pitch. I don't think he's match fit. Is my honest answer. Am I being too soft on him? Maybe. But he wasn't involved in the game at all. There's not really too much to say on him. He didn't really take any players on. He's just like a 4 or a 5 for me. I'll give him a 5 just because I don't think he's match fit. If he is match fit, I will be worried. But a 5 out of 10 for me. Elanga bet on the left, says Crypto. I don't know. One day people will say left, others say right. It is what it is. Simon F with the £2. Needed that positivity uplift. Thank you. Thank you, Simon. I think this is the first time ever since we've had this channel that someone's told me I've helped them feel positive. But yeah, happy to. I'm just going to say my thoughts. I am worried, but I'm not down. Does that make sense? I'm worried, but not down. But thank you so much, Si, for the £2. All right, I'll give him a 5. You guys have gone 5.4 for Elanga. Fair enough. I think that's quite a fair score to give him. And then, I gotta be honest, if we go on to Morgan Gibbs-White, there was a couple of Freuler performances. Shout out to Freuler, by the way. Forest have now sold Freuler, which is fantastic news, because he's triggered enough for the obligation to go through. So Freuler is gone. Forest got €4 million extra for him. Morgan Gibbs-White, there were signs of the old Morgan Gibbs-White in that game for me today. I didn't enjoy his performance. Again, the game style didn't really suit him. It was one of those scrappy games where he couldn't really have got involved. I probably would have subbed him off for Reina and put Reina in the middle just to see what he's got. And also putting Reina in the middle for a sub for Morgan Gibbs-White keeps Morgan Gibbs-White on his toes and keeps him honest about that position, because Reina will be a threat to him in that number 10 role. So did he do anything wrong? Not really. There was one flick that annoyed me where he tried to back heel it through someone's legs when he could have just met the ball. His corners were horrific. Horrific again. I don't understand what this set piece coach is doing. Tavares, for me, I don't know what you guys think. If you're playing Tavares on the pitch, the one thing he is above and better at than all the other Forest players is corner and deliveries, right? His crosses from corners were really good. Why they then go and put Morgan Gibbs-White on the corners, I don't know. And I think, did Danilo take one as well at some point, or was that the previous match? Look, I'm not going in on Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's been brilliant under Nuno, but that game was too scrappy for him. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10 for my boy MGW there. Let's see what you guys did. 5.9 from you guys. 5.9. Give what a rest, Si? What have I said? Talk about me or someone in the chat? Look, guys, you lot talking about 1865 again. If he feels like he wants to vent, counter his arguments, right? Don't start calling him a sheep. Now, I'm going to defend his right to have his say. He's not a Derby fan, okay? I'll stick up for him, right? If you don't agree with someone saying, argue back their point with why you think they are wrong. To jump to calling him a sheep or Derby is... honestly, it's very low in this community. This is an environment where everyone is welcome to have their say. If they don't agree with you how the game went, that's their prerogative. We won't all agree. This is football. People don't agree on all points. If he's feeling negative and down about the game, it's up to him. It's up to him, all right? Anyway, let's move on. Morgan Gibbs-White. We've done him. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Let's be real here, right? CC Bus, thank you so much for subscribing. Who are we talking about? I'm on the wrong screen. Callum Hudson-Odoi. There we go. Okay, let's be honest. If Callum Hudson-Odoi hadn't scored that goal, he's scoring quite low for me. Now, is it fair to score him high off the back of a goal? I don't know. I wasn't impressed with his performance at all. I was hoping he had a really bad first half for me and then puts a beautiful finish. Let's take nothing away from the finish. Slots it in. Lovely finish. Very similar to his Burnley finish. If you want to check the goal out and you remember, obviously exclamation mark goal, you can go and check it out. Outside of that, I was hoping in the second half he would kick on because I feel that he's a confident style player and that goal should have given him some confidence. He didn't really kick on for me in the second half either. Now, Phil Billing is a dirty, dirty man. I don't even know if I'd call him a man. What he did to Hudson-Odoi was disgusting. To rake his Achilles tendon like that is pathetic. There's no need for it in the game. Callum Hudson-Odoi was in the middle of the pitch, literally on the halfway line. And like, if you're going to bring him down, just sweep his feet. But it's disgusting. It's disgusting that what he did. But back on his performance, not great, but the goal brings him up to me to like a 5 or a 6. I'll give him a 6 for the goal. But I have to, I still prefer to judge people on the overall performance. And I would say it was a 5 performance plus 1 for the goal is how I would rate it. You are the best footy YouTuber. Thank you, Kicks. Appreciate it, bud. With players and managers of quality like this, we have no chance, says 1865. Billing did damage to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, he had to come off. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, let's see what you guys said. Callum Hudson-Odoi, you giving him a 6.8. I think a few of you got goal goggles on that one, but again, it's up to you guys. Who's next? Taiwo. I feel he couldn't get into the game today. I think as an attacking unit, they weren't quite in sync with each other today. And I don't think Taiwo had a good game. I'll be honest with you guys. I love Taiwo. But he didn't have a good game. His touches were a little off. He had one really good chance in the first half where he destroyed the centre-back, got round him, and then literally just passed it back to the goalkeeper. That's all he did. I expected a bit more out of him. Again, can we give him the same excuse as Alanga? Wasn't match sharp. He didn't get any service. Let's be honest. He didn't get any service at all. He cost 3 million. Fan base needs to calm down. They're making out that he cost. You talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi? Yeah, I mean, Callum Hudson-Odoi, even if he flops, doesn't cost us much. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Anyway, on Taiwo, he still needs a couple more games to get his sharpness back and what have you. I got no worries about him at all. But yeah, there's a little ring rust, as Czech says there. I think there's a bit of ring rust. He's a 5 for me, isn't he? He can't really score him much. Oh, whoops, wrong number. He's a 5 out of 10 for me. You guys went 5.67. About the same, slightly higher. Fair enough. We've got 500 of you in here. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new as well. Don't forget to download Sofascore, completely free, and you support the channel, and it gives you all your Forest news, all your Forest stats, everything you need about Forest can be found in the link that my beautiful mods will put in the chat for you guys right now. Just click on that and make sure you download it, completely free. Okay, let's get into the subs. So, first sub on was, who was it, guys? It was Danilo, wasn't it, for Dominguez? I thought Danilo was okay. I personally would have changed him for Yates, so I didn't agree with the personnel change there. He won a few tackles quite high up the pitch, looked a little busier, looked a little sharper, but then no real, like, you know, killer through balls or shots from the edge of the box or breaking past. What I want to see from our midfielders is breaking into the box when these balls come in. No worries, Kicks, no worries. So I think he did okay for a 20-minute cameo. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Am I convinced he's back to Danilo of last season? No, far from it. Far from it for me. But I'll give him a 6. He was okay. You guys have gone a 5.5 for Danilo. Okay, fair enough. And then let's bring on the new boy. The new boy being Gio Reyna. Did he make it rain, chat? What did you think of Gio today on his debut? He had a few touches. I would, if I'm being objective about it, and I'm really excited by him, but I would say he didn't have a major impact on the game. I think he didn't have enough time to get into the game. And then when he was on the pitch, you kind of saw Bournemouth go into a bit of a low block, and you know, he wasn't able to really put his mark on the game. But early days, no worries about him yet. Didn't show me anything there that sent off any alarm bells. I like that he was wearing those luminous boots. Easy to pick him out from a crowd. I'll give him an average 5 out of 10, which is basically a 6. But because he came on as a sub, it's a 5 for me. You guys have gone 5.5. Fair enough. Fair enough for the new boy Gio. And then next onto the pitch was Montiel. Now, Montiel, I thought had more of an impact. Let me just find him quickly. Hold on. What's his name again? Montiel. For me, I thought what did he get? 15 minutes or so? He had more of an impact than Williams. I still think he's our best right back. Williams is not a right back. And he gets into these nice higher up positions. I thought he was okay. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was decent. So 6 out of 10 for me for Montiel. I still would start him. I know he's prone to a mistake. He's not a full bedwetter like Turner is, but every 4 or 5 days, he will wet the bed once in a while. Fair enough. He didn't wet the bed today. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. You guys are 4.97. Did he do something that I missed? Did he do something? How much did I give Murillo? 9, mate. 9, Pedro. I gave him a 9. 4.97. That's a little bit harsh. Did he do something wrong that I missed? Or are you lot just harsh? Plenty of mistakes and Nico as well. Can't tackle. Yeah, he can't tackle nothing. Williams definitely is not a right back. I can see why our manager... I can't see why our manager can't see that. He's a winger. I gave the same as you, says Kicks. He did make a bad pass again, but wasn't costly. Yeah, but Williams is doing it left, right, and centre, man. Williams is doing it left, right, and centre. Anyway, whatever. As we always say on here, you're all entitled to your opinions. So that was Montiel. And then finally... Oh, hello. You're out of position, mate. And you did play out of position today. He's big, isn't he, guys? He's big. Plus sub rule as well. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he looked okay. I mean, let's be honest. There wasn't much time for him to do anything. I'm feeling a little intimidated here, guys. He's a bit big behind me, isn't he? Oh, what's his name again? I forgot. He's behind me. Look at that neck. There's a solid neck on it, isn't it? He got, what did he get? He got a few minutes, didn't he? Just the injury time. And, should tickle his neck. Biggie Balls, thank you for subscribing. All right, I'm intimidated here. I was going to give him a 5. He didn't get much time. And, yeah, you good with a 5, mate? Yeah, 5's a fair performance, I think. Now, can you... Oh, okay, oh, you're forcing me... All right, I'm just going to give him a 6, because I am feeling intimidated. Now, get the hell off my screen. Just get off. Get off. Get off. You lot gave him a 5.8. Fair enough. All right. With that saga complete, let's talk about Nuno. We don't talk about Nuno. No. Okay. So, Nuno. I'm going to say he got a couple of things wrong in the starting lineup. Yates shouldn't have been on. Williams definitely shouldn't have been on. And Tavares shouldn't have been on. The rest of the team, not a problem with. I've got to be honest. I felt the subs were a little late. I mean, the first one came on 72 minutes. I think it was a bit late there. And then the next one after that, 78th minute. Again, just a little bit late. Just a little bit late. But if you'd offered me a point after the start we had with Nico Williams, I'll take it. I'll take it. And look, we ended up with more possession than them, even before they got the man sent off. They didn't threaten us. As negative and as crappy and as ugly as the game was, at no point did Bournemouth really threaten Forest. There was no guillotine chance for them or anything like that. I do feel, though, if I'm being bluntly honest with you guys, as I always am, it was a chance missed. And I did expect when they went down to 10 men that Nuno would have kind of, you know, took a bit more of the handbrake off and pushed them forward and at least forced them into creating a couple of chances. I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10 today. I'm at 6. A point, I would have taken a point. It's like a 5.5. 5.5, 6 for me, for Nuno. Something like that. But yeah, it's just got to... He's getting close to his first team now, and that's what we're going to have to see. And let's see what happens when that comes up. All right, what did you guys say? You said a 5.9, pretty much the same score as me. All right, let's do the fun bit. Let's get into the man of the match. So let's get some candidates up for man of the match. Get your man of the match in the chat, and we'll do a quick poll on it as well. So I think Sells is a shout for man of the match. He looked comfortable. We'll put Murillo in there as well. How about Omar Bamadeli? Any takers on Omar Bamadeli? Let's get him on there. Omar Bamadeli. And let's have one more. Who else? Is there anyone else, chat, we can put in there? Dominguez? All right, let's... Yates. Salzman. All right, I'll chuck in Dominguez. All right, the poll's open. Get your votes in for your man of the match. And let's see who you guys vote for. So get those votes in now. I'll give you a few seconds. I know who my man of the match is. Let's see if you guys agree with me. So at the moment, Sells is on 9%, 10%. Murillo on 89%. Omar Bamadeli on 2%. And poor old Dominguez is not getting a sniff. I'll give you guys 30 more seconds to get your votes in for your man of the match. Sells drops a little to 8 to 7%. So does Murillo on 87. Omar Bamadeli gets 4% of the vote. And poor old Dominguez can't get out of the starting blocks. You got 10 more seconds to get your man of the match in. Going once. Going twice. And someone's given Dominguez a sympathy vote there. Shout out to Dominguez and the person who gave him the sympathy vote. We are going to close this poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And your man of the match, by a resounding 83% of the vote, goes to none other than Murillo. And I fully 100% agree with it. Okay. Guys, we're not done yet. We got Grumpy Old Reds coming on tonight, about 8 or 8:30, I think it is. So go grab yourself some dinner, and then we will chew over the fat together of this performance. We'll see what Ant thinks. And every time Ant mentions the word Mangala, I expect a £1 donation from someone, because I feel like it's going to be a lot. So if you haven't already, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the day today. It's been stressful. I'm not going to lie. I've been stressed out. I have been stressed out watching Forest. It is hard being a Forest fan. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we'll see you in a couple of hours on Grumpy Old Reds. Thank you for tuning in.